Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to this new day, a new start of the week. My name is Roberta Robbins. If you guys don't know me, I live up in the Collingwood, Georgian Bay area, and I feel called today to do a video for my social media outlets that I have that I use, and posting this on my YouTube. And today why I felt called to come and do a video is because we are going through a lot of change. And we all know, it's like a huge thing. We're change that I don't think we were prepared for. Some of us are managing better than others, as we know, as we're seeing. And I just wanted to talk about some things that we can be doing, some things that I'm doing in my life, the changes that I've seen within my community, and how this is affecting various things. So if you live in this world, I would think you guys are aware that I'm talking about the coronavirus. And since this is Monday, March the 16th, when I'm recording this, I would say since Thursday, I have really felt the change in my community. And I think that's where people really start to feel a difference in Ontario. Thursday afternoon is when the government had announced that schools in Ontario will have an extended March break for the kids to April 5th or 6th. And so I don't have kids, so personally I'm not having to adjust my life to that. But I have a lot of friends that have kids, clients that have kids. So I know how that's going to shift things up for a lot of people financially, how they're going to manage the extra time, and then with this cascaded into lots of things closing. So things that parents had already had their kids booked in for the March break, those have all gone out the window pretty much for most people. Everything's been canceled. So now they're left with, oh, I have to have new plans even for this first week of the original March break. And they have to now have plans for at least 3 weeks, because we don't know if all this will be extended beyond that. So this is making it challenging for families in the sense of childcare, keeping the kids busy, having thoughts and ideas. This is obviously giving everybody a new opportunity to reconnect in family settings with their kids, to be more creative, to hopefully get outside more. All these things I think people want to do, and now are kind of being forced to do. The other thing is, now that things are closing in our community, like in our area, I live in a ski resort type of area. So as of yesterday, all of our public and private, I believe, ski resorts have closed down early, which would have been a really busy time here in my area with March break, and with the skiing would have been fantastic at this time. So all that's closed down. So that means people don't have the ski plans that they were hoping to have. We've had our YMCAs locally have been closed down. Scandinavia Spa, my partner, he's a registered massage therapist there, as a lot of my close good friends are RMTs there. All the spas, the Scandinavia spas across Canada have been closed. So I know how my husband is here at home, and so that changes with things that are closing down for people, their work, that they can't go into work. Now people are at home more. And so that's going to change things even within, well, what do I do with myself? Believe me, there's always things to do. This is time that typically most people are wanting. Now that it's here, it's a choice of what are you going to do with it? How how are you going to manage this, right? Are you going to look at this as an opportunity to do the things that you've been wanting to do, like get outside more, spend more time with your partner, with your children, just take it easy, rest the body, all those different things. Now, of course, with all the benefits of, we can look at the positive side, we have the worries and stress about financial things for people. This is when we need to really start trusting that we are going to be fine, trusting that it's not just us that are going through this, but everyone's going through this, and that we live in a world, our world here in my country, we live in a world that's so much, way more than we need. So to realize that there's just there's plenty for everybody, and that we can start to have the opportunity to work with each other and seeing how we support each other during these times. And to know that, once again, we have these worries and stressors, especially, I would say, financial ones or health wellness ones, that we can reach out and talk to people. So everything's changing. So many things are changing. And I honestly believe these are things that a lot of people have actually been asking for, but it's come in a parcel to us that doesn't feel necessarily comfortable and can be scary. Some people are finding this, the fear of the virus, more scary than others. Nobody wants to get sick, right? Nobody wants to have to deal with that. No one wants to have to be worried about their children or the elderly that are more susceptible to getting quite sick from the coronavirus. So we have to be more aware of what we're doing every day, health-wise, within our homes, when we're in the community, our interactions with others, but not in a way that we start pushing each other away, right? I start to see that in my community with certain people. I think there's you need to be smart and safe, but not stupid. Seriously, like, don't be stupid. Be open with your feelings. If you are feeling like your great scared and you don't want to be close with, say, even your partner or a close friend or other family members, and all of a sudden you're like, I know I totally don't even want to see you, or I need that 2-meter distance. Remember to tap in with whatever feelings you're having right now that are surfacing for you. Remember, it's just, if you're experiencing it's coming up, you are not all this fear and panic, and that is just what's coming through. Acknowledge it. Start talking more with people, letting them know how you feel. If you're needing some extra space and why you're feeling that, especially if it's someone close in your family or close friends that you normally would be hugging when you see them, and various things, where all the different things are coming up. So how are we managing this all? Because everybody's managing it differently. I am finding it personally interesting in the sense that I've been still going out of my home. I've had my partner as of last night when he got home from work, working in an environment with close contact with coworkers and people visiting our area, and so, we've been just taking extra precautions in our home with precautions within our home. I know he has, and his coworkers and everybody at Scanlon Spa had been. So we've been dealing with things that way within our life. Myself, I've been still going out. Some people aren't even going out unless they have to go get something from the grocery store. But I've been going to local cafes, which I appreciate they're still open. One of my favorite ones is over in Thornbury, Good Grief Coffee. And, I see, even with the owners there, how just they're just being more cautious. They're stepping up everything to keep everything as healthy and tidy and clean and disinfected and washing their hands so much, like you see it. And I feel quite safe to go out myself to sit in a cafe, especially one that I'm familiar with and I know the people and it's part of my community, but I know other people are not feeling that way. I've also myself been doing a lot of outside, like going outside for walks the last couple of weeks, and cracking the windows open in my house a bit more, even if it's a cooler day, just for a little bit, just get the air flowing through the house a little bit more. I've been smudging daily with either white sage. I have rosemary bundles too, and some other herbs. I've just been cleaning the air in my home. I am typically someone that does a sacred practice every day for myself. So I've just been doing a little bit more visualization for boosting my own power within me, my own health and vitality, sending that out into my home, to my partner, to my friends, to my community, and out over the world. So just spending a more time with that part of my sacred practice. Yeah, I don't know, like the rest of you, how things will change in the days to come. I think we're probably going to see more things close down, more people will probably start to close themselves in a bit more. It's great that we have the technology that we have, right? That we can still connect with each other. Remember this thing called phone calls, where you actually phone someone and say hello? Don't forget about that. For the last few years, I find it really interesting because I am somebody that will just phone someone out of the blue. And maybe it's a friend I talk to regularly in maybe face-to-face settings, but even the closest friends, sometimes if you haven't made a phone call to them, it's quite funny because some people don't even know how to take a phone call. It's almost like, oh, we didn't plan this. We didn't schedule it in this call. It's just out of the blue. I don't know what to do. They're off track. Like they're thrown off because you phone them. So remember the day while we were growing up when we actually would phone our friends and see how they're doing, have a conversation on the phone. So bring that back. Start reaching out to people that you haven't talked to. If you're concerned about family members or close friends, even if you're not concerned and you just feel like, I haven't checked in, I should just check in and make sure, hi, how you doing? Like, are you okay? Are you feeling, can you talk? And or just, you're going to be given so much more time. So maybe there's people you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe you want to call them up and say hi and take some time to nurture some relationships that haven't had the time. Now you do. The other thing, astrologically, some things that are changing. We actually are going into a time where we are getting extra support right now to build relationships. Ones that we thought maybe were completely gone and done. There's time to nurture those, heal those, clean up some of our relationship with ourselves, which is always the first thing. So that's another thing is that if you don't have a sacred practice, meaning that you don't do something for yourself that is soulfully, spiritually nurturing and alive for you, that you bring mindfulness to when you choose to do it. If you don't have that, this would be a great time to start. It will just help ground you, clear you with all these changes, the uncertainty, the unknown that's happening, having to lean more into trust, faith, what that might actually even mean to you, those words, to inquire, to reflect more about these things for yourself. A simple way, let me see, a few things. I'm going to share a few things, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to do a video. A few things that I do in the morning, and that if you're looking for something that you can do, it only takes a few moments. When I wake up in the morning, some mornings and some mornings not, I may light a candle. So I always have a candle near me in my bedroom. So I sit up, I slowly wake up, I do a little stretching, I light my candle, I connect in with my breath, I start feeling my body, allowing the energy to kind of awaken and start to spread out from my body, just so I start to become more present into the space of the room, into the light in the room, what time of day, what time of the morning it may be, the energies that are in the house, the energies that are beyond this, my home, within my community. It's almost like I'm taking the pulse, right? Feeling the energetic, feel the pulse of what is there, and allowing my energy to gently come online. And I've been saying the come online part a lot lately because last few months I've been dealing with a concussion symptoms, which has made me slow down even more so in my life, which I've been doing for a few months now. But just I've needed more time to come online with my nervous system. And so it allows me to do that even more slowly in the morning if I do it that way, with slowly waking up, maybe lighting a candle. If you need something to say, hey, I'm doing a little sacred practice, simplicity of lighting a candle just says, hey, this is what I'm doing, stepping into that. You can even, this morning I had lit my candle, but I also had gotten up and lit an incense too. And I have a little altar in my bedroom, so I went over and did that on my altar. And then I came back and I sat up in bed and did what I just expressed to you, just to get hooked up. Come into your breath, just feel your breath, clear your mind. That in itself is just a perfect start. If you, from there, like, okay, I'm ready to start my day, perfect. A couple other things you can add in, which I do, is I have gotten into a nice routine for myself, because I'm always thinking about how can I drink more water throughout the day. So before I go to bed at night, I put a mason jar of water on my nightstand. And so while I'm doing that, I will have my water and be drinking my water at times while I'm doing morning practice, so I get replenished, because we get fairly dehydrated during the nighttime when we're sleeping. Also, like this morning, I did an energetic healing and clearing, because I know as an empath, picking up things that are going on that are not mine. I know I'm having to take a little bit of time to power myself up and just kind of energetically clear off and create a little more space so that I have some cushioning space, that I'm not feeling so much the collective worry and fear and anxiety that is out there. It's good to know that it's there, and be aware and feel it, but it's not so good for your system to be in it, especially if it's not yours all the time. So I did a little bit of energetic clearing. I also did some clearing and stuff for those that I love. And then I have the ability in my life, the space to, sometimes I hear spirit very clearly if I'm doing deep healing work, that I need them to lay back down and kind of almost integrate what I just did. You may not have that chance, and you may just have to get up and get going on your day. You may have kids, and taking a few minutes out of your time might even feel like a lot in the morning if you have kids, especially young ones, because they may be wanting your attention. What I say to that is, if you are someone that has kids at home, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be the example, for them to start to see what it means to slow down and quiet your mind and do some sacred practice. And you can start showing them how to do it. Get them, encourage them to sit for a moment. If your little ones are hopping into the bedroom with you, get them to sit for, even if they can, for a couple minutes. Sit and just breathe with you. Because believe me, this will continue on. Even if you think, oh, I'm just not they can't hold still, or they're just too focused on me getting up and doing breakfast, and they just want hugs, and they just want all the things that happen with kids, or arguments and fightings between siblings, all of that jazz. I can tell you, I've been in this field of health and wellness for a long time now, over 2 decades for sure. And I have seen parents and their kids, the little kids that I've worked with as a registered massage therapist. I was an RMT for 20 years, if some of you don't know that. And when I would work with kids, the ones that the parents were showing mindfulness techniques and breathing and meditation, things like that, I would see the little ones doing that, like on the massage table. They would start pulling out the breathing techniques and the quieting their minds, and or just like little things. And parents don't think the kids are picking this up, but believe me, they are. And I've watched kids grow up, and how well some of these techniques that they watched their parents do help them through challenging times as they were growing up. So if you're parents and you have little ones at home, believe me, just be the example. Take the lead, be the example. And if it's just like a few slow breaths that they get to take in and stop for even 30 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is, as you keep on living and being that, they will see that and live and breathe that too. So that's just a little something on that. The other thing that I find very helpful, and I know over the years, a lot of my clients have loved this one. It's so simple, and some of you have probably even heard of this, and you might even do this, but you've maybe forgotten about it, is that when you have a shower in the morning, when you step into your shower and you step into the water, let the water be the medicine that brings you into your moment, into that space of gratitude that you have clean, running, warm water. And get tapped into your senses. Allow the water to connect you back into gratitude, into your body, into your senses. Allow the water to just cleanse away anything that you are not eating. Allow it to flow from the top of your head all the way down. We get into our monkey minds, right? We have the worries, the anxieties, the stress. But feel the water washing away. Ask it to help you clear and wash away. Give gratitude to the water. Like, speak to the water. We are so lucky that we have clean running water, and then warm water to have showers. I've traveled various places in this world, and having showers, wonderful. But having also a hot shower, which is one of my favorite things in the world, the luxury of having a hot shower is so nice. And so many places just don't have that in the world. So the gratitude of that, and just allow yourself to be present in the morning with the water, with the element, and allow that to wash and cleanse your body more than hopping in the shower, washing hair, washing your body, getting out, just stop and breathe for a moment, and then continue the rest of your morning shower routine. So that's another morning time one. And then the other one that I do is taking some time to write, to journal in the morning. And I've been feeling lately that I might start coming on either my Facebook Live or one of my groups, maybe to hold some space to get those of you that are interested in just doing a little grounding, clearing meditation in the morning, and then going into some spirit writing or soul writing, whatever you want to call it, just about how to do that, and allow yourself to give yourself, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of writing, uncensored writing, and allowing things to just flow through you onto paper. And then the habit of reading that, but reading it a day or two later after you've written it, and see what came through. So this helps you to allow things to move through you onto paper, to get out of your mind, out of your system. It's allowing you to connect to your higher self, and also for those of you that work with spirit, spirit guides, sun masters, angels, what have you. It allows you to start connecting in firstly with yourself, your higher self, your soul self, the wisdom that is there, and then if you wish, to also start calling the extra divine guidance and support that you might have some guide or needing some guidance and from them, and so that you're allowing that to be a channel onto the paper, and then, like I said, a day or two afterwards, then read it and see what wisdom is there for you, because I bet you there's a lot of wisdom there. So I think that's for now why I wanted to come on was just to check in, to acknowledge that, you know, things have changed a lot. We know in other places of the world things have really changed. We're watching certain places that really are on lockdown. And I know, like I said, in my community, I'm really over the last 72 hours, we are feeling it. It's noticeable. And we're all going to have to change different ways. And for those of you that are feeling really unsafe, panicky, fearful, I say just like reach out to somebody, talk it out, write, journal, breathe, get out in nature, just be in nature. Allow your energy to ground into the earth. Notice what isn't yours either. What is yours? What isn't? If you're on social media a lot and news and all that, get off it. Start asking yourself what matters. What matters really matters to you in your life. And remember that these are feelings, these are emotions that are going on. They're not you. So we want to encourage you to get back to you, which is one of the gifts this is giving all of us, is for us to slow down and get back to ourselves and to hear more clearly and to come together. We've been talking about it for years, and here we are, given the chance to really embody our medicine, our wisdom, the things we've been desiring in our life, whether it's more time with your kids, your partner, time for yourself, whatever it is, you're being given it. So blessings to all of you, and we'll see one day at a time. That's what we're living. We're living in the moment, one day at a time. So until then, I hope you guys are all well.